Hi everybody, welcome to your Monday motivation message. Kirsty, Lifting Consciousness here. Hope you're doing well. So recording this of course on Monday the 10th of October 10:10, and I hope you've had a good weekend. Of course we've had the full moon in Aries and Pluto is now direct, so a lot of that transformative energy coming up, certainly over the retrograde period, but obviously coming up for us now to take action because we can move forward with that. Full moon in Aries, of course, illuminating where that might have been the case, but also enabling us to release where we've needed to. Anything that might have challenged our self, our warrior self, and of course, that might also have been things shown to you during the Pluto retrograde. So with those combined energies, it could have been an intense one for you this weekend. So I'm sending you love and blessings wherever you are. And I've got the Universal Weight deck here, as well as a couple of Moonology decks in view of the full moon in Aries energy. So we'll see what we've got for the Monday motivation message. And of course, setting the intention as always from the pure white light of unconditional love and divine source energy. It is for the collective, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. I need to just remind you of that because there are a lot of you out in the collective. It's not going to resonate for everybody. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. What do we have for the collective? Thank you. Monday motivation message. Oh, wow. They all wanted to fly out. The one that flipped over was actually the 10 of Cups. Very positive to start off with. Now, 10. We are 10-10 today, and this is 10 of Cups. This is all about emotional fulfillment. So that which really makes us happy, truly happy, can relate to love in terms of a connection. We'll see what other cards come out because it always depends on that. As an intuitive reader, it depends on what other cards come out. So we'll see what else we have to go with the 10 of Cups. Oh, we've got Queen of Pentacles, knowing our worth. That's strong divine feminine energy. And of course, we have both feminine and masculine energies within us. So this is about knowing our worth. Oh, okay. So those two flipped. Right, okay, they were poking out and I flipped them both and they were together. So we've actually got the Queen of Wands with the Six of Wands in reverse. So there's definitely a need to uphold your sovereignty here in order to get victory, because there could have been a sense of lack of victory in a situation. This is both Wands energy, it's carrying that fire energy. Remember, full moon in Aries as well, fire energy. But recognizing that you may have felt some delays or stagnancy or just a lack of victory, a sense of what is happening, things are not going right for me. You know, I've had to process a lot that's come up to the surface. Why are my ships not coming in? You know, that sort of mentality. However, this is saying here with both these cards together that there is a need to certainly uphold your sovereignty and recognize your truth and your values and your worth, which is echoed with the Queen of Pentacles as well. This is two queens here. So this is definitely being in your sovereignty and remaining in your sovereignty when it comes to your divine essence. And that is ultimately what is going to bring victory in your situation. And of course, that emotional fulfillment, because when we achieve something, we're victorious in something that we care about, we're passionate about, we get that emotional fulfillment. But what the cards are saying to me loud and clear is very much about sovereignty. And as I'm looking at the two Queen cards here, if I can pick the one up there, obviously I appreciate you might see this mirrored on the screen and not be able to read the writing. But you can see that the two queens are kind of facing in the opposite directions. So there may have been a bit of indecision lately in terms of what might have come up, and that could have challenged your sovereignty. And that's why it's important to, of course, go within, but remain as that leader of your life. Okay, we'll see what else comes out because that's very interesting. Okay, what else do we have for the collective? Wow. So we've got more wands and we've got a king now, and we've got the King of Pentacles. So we have actually got two counterparts here because we've got the King and Queen of Pentacles. Queen is upright, King is in reverse. So one message straight away could be that the feminine essence is there in terms of the nurturing and being open to receive based on worthiness and based on knowing your values and being confident in your leadership within your femininity, coming from a place of unconditional love. But the masculine side about taking the action may not be there because it's, of course, in reverse. It might be, if this resonates for you in terms of a love reading, okay, it's general from my perspective, but if it's resonating for you when it comes to love, because we did have the 10 of Cups, this is saying that there is a masculine that's not quite fully in his masculinity of that loyalty and abundance that comes with the King of Pentacles, again, from knowing his worth. Take that as it resonates. And that could be because of being too defensive, because what we have here is we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. So there is a need to let the guards down. If that's someone you're dealing with, if that's how it resonates, they need to let their guards down because they're being too defensive, and that's what's creating this King of Pentacles in reverse. But if this is all within yourself, this is saying that when it comes to taking action, you're putting too many walls up that's preventing you from taking the action. But you have that nurturing quality to you, of caring about aspects, of knowing what you want that's going to make your heart happy. But there is a need to definitely take action and to be in your sovereignty from both the feminine and masculine side. Okay, right, we've had another one flip. Wow. Major Arcana, the Empress. Yeah, this is all about worth. This is definitely all about worth. This is coming through to me that it's all about worth. Now, this is, of course, divine feminine energy, Major Arcana, Taurus energy. But this is actually about knowing your worth, certainly when it comes to birthing new beginnings. Now, we've had the full moon in Aries, great for releasing. And then, of course, we're going to be building up to the new moon, which that is the part where we can manifest new beginnings. But we need to release the old in order to manifest the new anyway. This is knowing your worth when it comes to birthing new beginnings and actually being fertile with those ideas of new beginnings. And I feel that's there because this is in the upright. But when I look at the Queen of Pentacles card, which I will show you again, she's kind of looking down at the pentacle, almost in a bit of a sorrowful mood. And although she knows her worth, there could be an element of holding on to stability of some kind. That's just what's coming through. Whereas the Queen of Wands is more kind of decisively looking in the direction of going after what she wants. That came out with the Six of Wands in reverse. So although there is that knowing of wanting to go after what you want, there is almost a feeling of, am I ever going to achieve it? But that comes from it goes full circle in terms of knowing your worth and your values and upholding that. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, there is another card here, as you can see, poking out. So I'm going to see what that is. I'm drawn to that one. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah. So there could also be a need for patience when it comes to actually reaping the rewards of your efforts. So all of that work you've been putting into your own internal transformation, and then perhaps worrying about where is the victory. I've been going through all of this. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of inner work, a lot of processing. Why have I not reaped the rewards yet? And this is calling for some patience. And that word can get bandied around, and it can be quite frustrating sometimes when you hear it, because it's almost like you feel, I've been patient, you know. But this is also reminding you about divine timing, and that, you know, often the universe will put us in positions that test our worth and test our strength when it comes to our worth, to make sure that we know we're worthy of receiving something. Because quite often, on the surface, we may, but there may just be a little insecurity that's niggling away, or some doubt. Again, when's it ever going to happen? You know, that's putting out the energy of it's never going to happen. So instead, turn it around and just remain in your sovereignty and be that leader of your own life, and recognize that you've planted those seeds and you know what you want from your new beginning. You know, this is all about emotional fulfillment and happiness. So this is a big deal, you know. But then being able to surrender is also important. And I appreciate that's hard, but there is a need for that. Let's get a final, that one wanted to come out. A final card. Oh, and we've got the moon. Right, okay. So we've just had the full moon in Aries. So again, that could have illuminated something for you based on what I've been saying. Take it how it resonates. The moon can also be that illusionary kind of state of mind. It is Piscean energy, so there's a mystical element, but there's also that sort of illusion that can come up as well. Now, I feel because it's a full moon in Aries that we've just had, this is saying that something has been illuminated to you. Okay, and I'll get another card on this, but you just might have had it illuminated that you are worth so much more than what you're telling yourself. And recognizing your own sovereignty is powerful. We've got 2 queens, 1 king, and the empress. This is major sovereign energy. But you need to trust your intuition, because that's also Pisces. So trust your intuition, and also what may have been illuminated to you with the full moon. It's all for your highest good. Recognize that. Yes, so in order to build a foundation, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, there is that need to trust in your sovereignty, trust your intuition, and be patient, because you want to build the right foundation. This is, again, going back to that 10 of Cups, this is all about that emotional fulfillment and happiness. So it's important to make sure that you're building the right foundation based on what you know you're worthy of, not what you choose to accept because somebody's told you you're not worthy of this. No, recognize you are worthy of it. Sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty is coming through here. Okay, let's get one final advice card. What do we have? Thank you. That one wants to come out. Right. 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you've got to know the opportunities that you want to take and the ones that you need to leave behind. Okay. Hidden energy on the bottom, we've got 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So 10 of Pentacles in my book is almost like that one step further than the 10 of Cups, because not only do you get the emotional fulfillment, you also get the material and spiritual fulfillment with the loyalty and abundance as well. Security, stability, etc. It's in reverse. So that would indicate that there is that sense of, you know, I'm not quite there where I want to be in terms of that ultimate fulfillment, perhaps because you don't believe that to be the case. And that's why it's coming up loud and clear that you need to definitely, yeah, I knew there was a reason why Spirit just drew me to look at that. You need to remain in your sovereignty and know your worth. Know your worth. I would also say that the Queen of Pentacles is almost like the minor arcana version, just like the 9 of Pentacles can be, of the Empress. So worth, values, all of that coming through. But as I was drawn, so underneath that fear of not achieving your ultimate fulfillment is the card of self-sabotage. You know, focusing too much on the cups that have spilt in the past and not realizing there's cups of opportunity, cups being emotional fulfillment, of course, that are right there within reach if you just turn around and face in that direction. Okay, that's powerful. Let's see what we've got from the Queen of the Moon. I can't grip the cards for some reason. Okay, resilience. Okay, what do we have from the Queen of the Moon? Thank you for the collective. Thank you. Yeah, you need to use your wisdom, okay? And this is also taking an elevated look at something. So you need to actually look at something from a different view, but a more elevated view, that bird's eye view, okay? Have that wider perspective on the situation, and recognize that you are part of the bigger picture as well. I think that's important to say. You know, you're part of the bigger picture, and you know, every one of us is part of the bigger picture, and recognizing within the wisdom that you hold within. Okay, I've always referred to our soul as the wisdom bank, because we acquire that knowledge and we can utilize that moving forward. But you need to know your worth in that situation. And on the bottom, can't get clearer than that, sovereignty, but it's in reverse. So I was saying sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty is coming through. You've had another reminder you need to get into your sovereignty and be the leader of your life. Okay, let's go for the traditional Moonology deck. Okay, for the collective, what do you have to support this reading? Thank you so much. Wow. A new start is coming. Yes. So when you can do all of that, you've got the Empress energy as well. You can birth that new beginning for yourself, but you need to know you're worthy of that new beginning in order for it to come to fruition. Okay, and it's a new moon card because it's all about new beginnings. So the period from now up until the new moon, okay, that new moon that's going to come in a couple of weeks' time could be significant in terms of, you know, you really getting into your sovereignty, and focusing on that and working on your worth in that respect. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, this one is super moon energy. It says emotions are running high. So you may have found that again with the full moon, that can bring up a lot of emotions, especially where we're releasing, because we need to purge those emotions. So it's important to recognize that that's natural. That's part of the process. It can feel horrendous at the time going through that, but our body is trying to release that because we need to make that space, that energetic space for something new. And because you've got this new start coming, you know, to those watching this that it resonates with, there is a new start that's available. But it's not just going to fall into your lap. There is a need to recognize your worth. You need to know you're worthy of it before you can receive that new start. Hold your vision. Yeah. So once you know what it is you want, once you know the opportunity that you want and the opportunity you don't want, and you know your worth, you can then get to that place of victory within your sovereignty. But you need to be fixed on what it is you want and what you don't want, because again, things that might have come up to you during the Pluto retrograde and all the other retrogrades that have been going on, the Mercury one that was still in the post-shadow phase of, you know, all of this energy, it's challenging, it can be intense on different levels for different people, but it's bringing up stuff that we need to process, but that can be emotional. So there is a need to accept that and embrace it as well, not to feel guilty or ashamed for releasing emotions, because we need to do that. That almost clears the way energetically for us, because by doing that, it's almost, okay, I've accepted that that was shown to me from my past. I was still holding on to it. I've needed to release it. I've allowed those emotions to flow. And now I need to focus and I want to hold my vision on that opportunity that I want to go towards, or that new beginning that I want to manifest for myself, whatever it might be, because I know I am the Queen of Pentacles. I know my worth. I'm the Queen of Wands. I can go after what I want because I've got the courage within. And I am the Empress. I can birth this new start for myself because I know my worth, I know my values. And that's what allows you to build that foundation, okay? That stable foundation. It enables you to receive that victory. And it also then leads to that emotional fulfillment. So I hope that finds you well. Until the next time, I'm sending you love and blessings. Take care.